Who's your favorite race car driver?
Me. His wife.
Welcome to Limaland Motorsports Park. I'm DJ Johnson at the 17th Annual Ohio Sprint Speedweek. Last night's action was rained out at Sharon, but tonight 47 cars are in the pit here at Limaland. The track is really tacky. Should be interesting. Tonight, Joey Saldana is leading in points over Kenny Jacobs, Byron Reed, Dean Jacobs, and Kelly Kinzer. As we prepare for the first heat race, I'm DJ Johnson. With me tonight will be Rex Lejeune. Rex, the flagman at the famed Eldora Speedway, and he'll be working with me tonight calling the races. And Rex, it should be an interesting race tonight. Is there one more lap to go here at Lima?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a real good night of racing there with some heavy hitters in this first heat, starting towards the back. I did make the inversion, so we'll see if they can come through on this small quarter mile. Go ahead with your lineup, DJ.
Okay, Rex, the 12L of Greg Litton sits on the pole. Outside of the front row is the 15 of Chad Kemenow. Frankie Kerr and Greg Wilson make up row 2. Row 3, Joey Saldana in the quick qualifier, Byron Reed. Reed qualifying number 1 tonight. He starts in the 6th position. Kemenow takes it in the first turn. As they'll take the start back. They're calling that one back. They held it up, and we got through one lap there, one caution lap. Rex, it looked like Kemenow jumped a little bit.
Well, you know, they're all trying to make that inversion, the all-important inversion there, and the key to, sprint car racing sometimes is that they get off to a good start, so they called that one back. We'll see if the front row can get it right this time.
Rex, how much do you think the track, as tacky as it is, played a part? Did the track play a part in this?
Oh yeah, like I say, some of the guys like the track tacky, and always for that first heat, it's going to be in pretty good shape. So Kemenow's been running strong here all week, and he knows he's got some tough competition behind him, so he's going to try to get that lead as fast as he can.
Okay, as we try our second chance at getting a green flag here on our first heat, the United Express line, first heat of the night for the 20th year of the All-Stars. As they get one more to go. Okay, we'll try another chance at this start here. Absent from tonight's event, Bill Barney Lyle. Cars come out of the ridden down low, stay green. Kemenow goes up high. As Kemenow takes the middle of the track. Kemenow takes a pretty big lead. As Greg Wilson takes a little big lead. Wilson in the 1 and 2. Wilson takes the second. He's in second. Wilson's not giving up though. Wilson's going all the way. Right to curve. Wilson turns on the road. Kemenow has one of the track lead. Turns out in third, Wilson fourth. Byron Reed fifth. Joey Saldana sixth. Kemenow's checked out. Wilson is second. Frankie Kerr is third. Wilson fourth. Byron Reed looks to make a move too. That's Kemenow who's down the front there. The rest of the field follows. Byron Reed and Greg Litton touch. And now they're going into turn 2. Jim Damon off the top. Little Fink pulls it in. Greg Litton has a problem. As the team's going to run, they're going to yell him with caution. Greg Litton in turn 4 may have popped out of gear. What do you think happened there, Rex?
Well, it kind of looks like Greg Litton running real strong, trying to make the inversion there, and looks like maybe it might have just popped out of gear. The track's kind of heavy there in the middle, and maybe just got up there in the loose stuff and might have just jumped out of gear on him.
Okay, let's set up your first heat race. Chad Kemenow, followed by Greg Wilson, Frankie Kerr, Byron Reed, Joey Saldana is now in the 5th position. Randy Kinzer in the number 14 is 6th. Kemenow takes number 1. Kerr makes a move on Wilson. He's trying to make it stick. He does pull ahead of Greg Wilson as Byron Reed goes by Joey Saldana. Reed down low. Kemenow reaches down the left straight. front six tonight in the first heat. Chad Kemenaugh, followed by Frankie Kerr, Byron Reed, Joey Saldana, and behind Saldana was the number 14 of Randy Kinzer.
Your second Southwest Express Line All-Star Sprint Heat Race. On the pole, car number 99 is Alvin Rupke. Outside of row number 1, number 92S of Danny Smith. Third is the 17B of Butch Schroeder. Fourth, number 88, Rocky Hodges. Fifth, 00 of Jason Statler. Sixth starting spot, the U20 of Paul McMahon. Starting seventh, number 6, Kenny Jacobs. Eighth starting spot, the number 9 of Boston Reed. Starting ninth, the 21K of Todd Kelly. Starting 10th, the number 8F of Dave Freed. Starting 11th, the 36S of Steve Seaver. And starting 12th, number 2B of Jim Burgoon.
That sounds good.
We have Wednesday night's winner at KC Raceway, Butch Schroeder, in this race, DJ. Butch runs pretty good on the bigger tracks. We'll see what he can do here tonight at Limaland on the little small quarter mile.
Definitely. This is going to be an interesting, real interesting heat race, Rex, especially with Smith up front.
Yeah, and also way back there in 7th starting spot, you don't see it too often, is the Mouse Kenny Jacobs. Kenny's going to have to pass a few cars to get in that all-important top 5 so he can get into tonight's A main without running the B main race tonight. So we'll see if Kenny can come through the pack. Cars forming in double file formation down the back straightaway as they enter turns 3 and 4. We're looking for a green flag this time by. The green flag's out and we're underway. Danny Smith takes over the number 1 starting spot. Schroeder makes a move on the bottom. They're 4 abreast coming out of turn number 2. McMahon up to 3rd spot. We have Schroeder taking it hard into turn number 3. Danny Smith leads, followed by Schroeder, McMahon, Statler, and Hodges. Coming out of turn number 2, it's still Danny Smith. McMahon takes over the 2nd spot of Schroeder. Statler in 4th and Hodges in 5th. We have Danny Smith still leading. Paul McMahon, Butch Schroeder, Jason Statler, and Rocky Hodges. The top 5 open up a little bit of a lead. McMahon making a move on Danny Smith. It's Paul McMahon going into the lead. Coming out of turn number 2, it is Paul McMahon, your new race leader, followed by Danny Smith, Jason Statler, Hodges, moving in on Schroeder for the 4th spot. Kenny Jacobs trying to make his move to the top 5, trying to get up to pass the number 99 of Rocky Hodges. We're at the halfway point this time. Jacobs on the bottom, Hodges on the top side. It's Jacobs trying to make his move on Hodges as Hodges gets high coming out of turn number 2, and Kenny Jacobs moves into the 5th transfer spot. Kenny Jacobs now moving past Schroeder, trying to hold off that number 5 spot as they head down the back straightaway. It is Paul McMahon leading with Jason Statler, Danny Smith, Kenny Jacobs, and Butch Schroeder. Keep your eyes on Kenny Jacobs as he tries to move it on Danny Smith. It looks like Danny Smith's wheel is packing as he's having trouble keeping up the pace. Jacobs trying to get up the 3rd spot. It's Jacobs on the bottom, Danny Smith on the top. Coming down for the white flag this time. Kenny Jacobs trying to pass Danny Smith for 4th spot. They head for the last lap. Your race leader is Paul McMahon coming down for the checker flag. Your race winner is Paul McMahon in the U2, followed by Jason Statler, Kenny Jacobs, Danny Smith, and Rocky Hodges. Well, as we said earlier, DJ, Kenny Jacobs had to make his move from back in the pack, and Kenny Jacobs moves up for that transfer spot. And it was a pretty good run up front for Paul McMahon and a nice showing from Jason Statler.
Statler did a real nice job. He was coming through there pretty well. He's pulling the wheels coming down the backstretch in the beginning of the race, so he definitely had a pretty good grip on there, Rex.
Okay.
Your Southwest Glass 3rd heat on the pole, the X for this week. Anyway, Mark Keegan, In the second position, outside of the front row, the number 20, the rookie, Brian Ellenberger. Inside the second row, the 4K of the short track master, Kelly Kinzer. Kevin Pup Huntley back with us. He's going to be in the fourth starting position in the second row. The third row, the pride of Cloverdale, British Columbia, Jim Carter. Outside of him will be Joe Gertie in the U2, starting 7th, Marty Ling, 8th, Ken Walters, 9th, Timmy Allison, 10th, James Wilson, Jeff Williams. On the rear, as Williams stops the bottom, runs the bottom of the track. Kelly Kinzer out front. Kinzer followed by Ellenberger. Ellenberger gets a little squirrely into. He's passed by Huntley. Keegan comes down. Keegan begins to drop out. Then he starts to catch up. Puts a move on Ellenberger. Keegan's in the third spot as he goes for Ellenberger. Passes him. Now he enters the fourth one. There we have a crash on the backstretch. Brian Ellenberger and the fourth team of Jim Carter. Carter looked like he hit the left rear wheel of Ellenberger, and Carter flipped over the Cloverdale, British Columbia. By far the furthest distance traveled here to Ohio for the 17th annual Speedweek. Turns are over, Rex, and looks like he just got up on the left rear of Brian Ellenberger.
Yeah, you know, it's close racing there, you know, on the smaller track, and you know, if someone kind of gets on the brakes a little bit when they get a little sideways, there's just not much room to maneuver. Jim Carter doing a real good job this Speed Week as he picked off a heat race over at Wayne County on Monday night.
Ellenberger came out of 2, and he was just a little squirrely as he seemed to hit a rut, and he slowed down enough where Carter just came beside him, and Carter was coming out of the turn pretty fast, and he ended up getting on top. Kelly Kinzer leads the pack coming down with 2 laps down on the second heat race, the Southwest Express Line laps, 2 laps down. Kelly Kinzer followed by Kevin Huntley, Brian Ellenberger, Mark Keegan, the U2 of Joe Gertie on 5, second heat race. Kinzer leads him into 1. Huntley puts some pressure on him, but Kinzer checks out a little bit. Ellenberger still anchors 3rd. Keegan's moving around the 4th. Keegan puts pressure on Ellenberger for 3rd. Gertie goes forward trying to cut off Keegan. Doesn't get him as Keegan passes Ellenberger. Two spreads out front. Kelly Kinzer and Kevin Huntley pretty much spaced out on their own. Mark Keegan 3rd. Joe Gertie 4th. Brian Ellenberger 5th. Timmy Allison 6th. Marty Wings in 7th. Taking on the backstretch. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Pretty tight right now. The first front is himself to the back. Keegan goes into 2. And Gertie's catching up. Closing up on him. And Ellenberger closing up on Gertie. Now the race looks like it'll be reserved. Josh passes the front stretch. Keegan and Gertie down the backstretch. Gertie's trying to put a move on Keegan. Gertie to get back and forth. Then Keegan go out of turn 2. The drag race down the back stretch. Looks like Gertie puts him into 3. Gertie will get the third position. Over Mark Keegan, Brian Ellenberger's in 5th now. Ellenberger's getting some pressure from Timmy Allison. Kelly Kinzer and Kevin Huntley. 1 lap to go. The white flag comes out. 1 lap to go. Kelly Kinzer will come around and he'll be taking Kinzer's flag. Kinzer wins. Second's going to be Kevin Huntley. 3rd, U2 of Joe Gertie. 4th place goes to Mark Keegan. 5th, Brian Ellenberger. And 6th goes to Timmy Allison. That was your second heat race, the Southwest Express Line, second heat of the night. United Specialties heat. And Rodney Duncan and Jared Hull on the front row. They come down. 18 of Phil Pressman. Pressman tries to make a move down low. As Rodney Duncan eats the lead. Duncan comes out. Hull 2nd. Pressman 3rd. Jacobs in 4th. Then we have a crash in turn 4. We have a couple cars. We have one car up against the fence. The 3 car of Jason Dukes, and the 9 car, 9S, tonight, Shane Stewart, the Bixby, Oklahoma driver, sideways in turn 4. Both drivers look okay. We'll have to wait and see how the cars will make it out of this. Duke's car may have to go back to the pits, but Stewart may be able to be turned around and started and re-enter this race. Tonight, Rex, it looked like the starts were a little ragged.
Yeah, like we say earlier, the smaller track, and with the guys fighting for them all important positions, the key is sometimes is the start of the race. So everybody trying to get the advantage as best they can on the starts.
As we have the cars going down the back struts. Rex, what do you think is going to happen there between the 3rd and 4th place car there?
Well, it's going to be a real battle between the Holbrook entries. Phil Gressman, a lot of experience in the 360 division here at Limaland. We'll see if he can hold off Dean Jacobs.
As he takes the green, Duncan goes high. Jerry Hall tries to get below him, and he's going for the low road. Gressman, as Rex said, a lot of experience, tries to get under Hall. He does. He shoots down low and gets under Hall for second. Pulls the slide gun on him. Hall tries to get it back. Towards the turn 1 as Rodney Duncan takes the lead. Gressman bobbles, and he loses the position to Jared Hall. Hall grabs it back. That young man does not want to give up that position. He's working hard. There goes Dean Jacobs taking down low. He's trying to run Gressman, getting down low. He just missed him as they came out of turn 2. Jared Hall slows down and gives Gressman a little momentum. Gressman has the momentum coming out of 4. Hall cuts him off as Duncan is in the lead. Gressman and Jared Hall hits the same run. It caused a problem in the earlier heat race, and it slows him down. Phil Gressman down second. Now the race for 3rd. Dean Jacobs and Jared Hall. Taking down the back stretch, flip and duck, Jared Hall and Dean Jacobs. Gressman trying to catch Rodney Duncan as they come out of turn 4. Hall has about 5 cars on Dean Jacobs. As it goes into the 3rd turn, as the Dean comes out of 4, it's Gressman right behind Rodney Duncan. 3rd is Jared Hall. 4th is Dean Jacobs. There's the move. Gressman makes the move on the 22 of Duncan. The slide drop falls short and then they down the front stretch into turn 2. They're in turn 2. Gressman again tries to make the move on him. And Duncan wobbles a little bit. Jared Hall is catching up with him as the front 2 cars are racing. Duncan still won't give up the lead. Light flat, 1 lap to go. Gressman's out. Gressman passes. Rodney Duncan in turn 2. This is going to be a heck of a race. Phil Gressman, the champion 360 driver, takes the lead. He wins the 4th heat. The United Specialties heat is won by number 18, Phil Gressman, in dramatic fashion out of turn 2 as Rodney Duncan hit that rut in turn 2 and slowed him down just enough in Rex. Now, we've seen that rut cause a couple guys' positions tonight.
Yeah, that thing's going to be tough to deal with here as the night progresses on. As you can see, Phil Gressman, it's only probably his 5th or 6th 410 race, and he's going to be a comer here in the 410 division here with the All-Stars. So we'll see if he can pull one off here tonight at Limaland.
As we begin to see Maine, Jim Damon on the pole, 1 lap to go. James Fisher along Damon on the outside of the first row. The Georgia Marketing and Promotions C Main tonight here at Limaland and Rex. So far the racing's been pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, the racing's always great on a smaller quarter-mile track, and we get ready for this C main. The cars that in this C main need to transfer up to that B main to get in the all-important 30-lap A main tonight.
Who do you like in this race?
Oh well, I'll go with Paul Weaver.
Okay, here we go. Out of turn 4, Damon and Fisher. This one looks like it'll probably crawl back. Damon bobbled on the start. Fisher's out to a big lead. They're going to bring this one back. We have a car, Paul Weaver in turn 1. Jeff Williams' car in the front end, you can see, is bent. When Jim Damon bobbled on the start coming out of turn 4. Looked like Williams was on the gas, Rex, and Damon wasn't.
No, Jim Damon didn't take off that front row, and Jeff Williams had nowhere to go. Jeff is a regular campaigner here at Limaland with the 360 division every Friday night, so a tough break as Jeff Williams will be getting on the hook and probably be done for the evening.
As the cars enter turn 4, Damon and Fisher to the line, and they're off. Paul Weaver makes the run for it down low. Weaver goes down low and takes the lead. So far, Rex, you look like a soothsayer as you pull for Paul Weaver, and he's certainly doing the job here. And David goes around in turn 4. David loops the car. He's in the infield. Paul Weaver brings the field down across the start-finish line. Paul Weaver in the lead in the 1A. Well, Rex, again, like I said, you look like a soothsayer. You've picked 2 so far.
Well, Paul Weaver, I've seen Paul run for many years over at Attica. He came through the ranks with the go-kart division with Phil Gressman and John Ivey and some of the other cars. And Paul Weaver's been a real strong competitor in the 305 division, and the 360 division, and the 410 division. So a lot of good open-wheel experience there from Paul Weaver.
As the cars go down the backstretch, Paul Weaver will bring him across the line out of turn 4. Weaver, Fisher, Neumeister, and Steve Saver. The green flag waves, and Weaver takes the C main into turn 1. 1 lap down. Weaver's out ahead of Fisher, and Fisher's going to make a move. He tries to make a move low in turn 3. It doesn't happen for him. Neumeister's third. Aaron Heisong's fourth. As the field comes around the front stretch, there goes the 1A of Paul Weaver. Fisher, now Aaron Heisong turns the car basically the same spot that Jim Damon had spun, and we have another yellow. Basically the same spot, Rex, as where Jim Damon spun.
Well, it looks like the cars are having trouble negotiating that 4th corner there, as you know, the guys here in the C main sometimes do everything they can and sometimes overdrive to make up them spots to get in the transfer for the B main, and the guys just having a little trouble there with turn 4.
Paul Weaver in the 1A leads the C main, 3 laps down, 9 to go in the Georgia Marketing Promotion C main as the cars come out of turn 4. James Fisher in second, Ed Neumeister third. Steve Saber is now falling back to 5th. As Weaver takes the group into turns 1 and 2, Weaver's pretty much checked out. The remainder of the racing will be back in the pack. Weaver, as he comes by, in front of Fisher. Weaver in front of Fisher. Fisher's in front of Ed Neumeister by several car lengths. All the pressure seems to be being put on by Barney Westler. Westler's putting pressure on Neumeister going down the back stretch. Cars 2, 3, and 4. James Fisher and Neumeister and Barney Westler. Westler trying to put a move on Neumeister. We'll take 2 as we have a spin in turn 4. Eric Heisong in turn 4 spins again. He gets on the cushion, and that spin will cause him to be ejected from the race, as he's now disqualified for causing 2 cautions.
Lineup's corrected, and we're ready to go. 6 to go.
As Weaver begins the race, 6 laps down, 2 laps to go. Paul Weaver, James Fisher, Ed Neumeister, Steve Seaver, Barney Westler battle on the backstretch. Weaver takes the lead still on lap 3 and hasn't let up with Fisher in second. Neumeister being challenged by Barney Westler as the top 5 will transfer to the B main here tonight. Excuse me, top 4 will transfer to the B main tonight here at Limaland. As Westler and Neumeister battle for third at this point. That's one of the most interesting aspects of the C main, the battle for third. Steve Seaver slowing down as he passes by. The backstretch is where all the action is. Now Neumeister gaining on Fisher. Neumeister into turn 1 and 2, right on Fisher's tail. Barney Westler trying to catch up. And right now, Neumeister may have something for James Fisher. The white flag unveils on the 1A of Paul Weaver. The checkers wave over the 1A of Paul Weaver. He's a C main winner. James Fisher, Ed Neumeister, and Bernie Westler. And Steve Seaver, as Steve Seaver brings up the 5th position. So your top 4 will make the transfer to the B main tonight. Paul Weaver is your winner. C main winner for the Georgia Marketing and Promotions C-Main race. Paul Weaver on the front stretch with All-Star President Bert Emick. The commercial truck and trailer dash lines up like this. On the inside of the front row, the 8 of Dean Jacobs. Outside the front row, the 17 of Joey Saldana. Now, Rex, these two, they were actually combatants the other night at Wayne County Speedway.
Well, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens here as Joey Saldana and Dean Jacobs put on a heck of a show at Wayne County Speedway on Monday night, and got together there in turn 1 on Monday night, and Joey Saldana was able to come away with a victory with Dean in hot pursuit for second spot. So we'll just kind of see what happens here in the commercial truck and trailer dash.
This will be interesting in the second row. Paul McMahon's other car, driven by Joe Gertie on the inside of row 2, along with Byron Reed. Rocky Hodges and Greg Wilson in row 3. As they come down for the 4-lap dash, Jacobs out ahead of Saldana. Jacobs works the low line. Saldana goes high. Saldana passes Jacobs up high, and he's really running that high line. As Saldana goes high, Jacobs is being pressured by Byron Reed. Going into turn 1, turn 2, it's Saldana, Dean Jacobs, Byron Reed, and Joe Gertie. Greg Wilson in hot pursuit of the U2 of Joe Gertie. Byron Reed in the 3rd position right now. Rocky Hodges running in the 6th position. Saldana's checked out on Dean Jacobs. Byron Reed. Greg Wilson does pass the U2 of Joe Gertie. The white flag's out for Joey Saldana. Hodges also puts a move on Gertie. Now Gertie's running the last position for the winner of the commercial truck and trailer dash, Joey Saldana, followed by Dean Jacobs, Byron Reed, Greg Wilson, Rocky Hodges, and 6th is Joe Gertie. An excellent race.
Good race. We just wonder here if Joey Saldana might have tipped his hand here as to where he's going to be running as he starts on the front row for the A-Main tonight. So could Joey Saldana have shown the other cars something here in this dash as to where to run for the A-Main?
Okay. Your winner of the commercial truck and trailer dash, Joey Saldana. The United Express Line B-Main with 4 transferring to the feature event tonight at Limaland. The front row, Shane Stewart, Jim Carter, who had that nasty crash in the heat race from Cloverdale, British Columbia, outside of row 1, as the Chevrolet Vortex 6000 pace truck pulls off the backstretch. Tim Kern, Butch Schroeder having problems earlier in the evening, make up the 2nd row, as Greg Litton and the 99 of Alvin Roepke make up row 3. As they come down the front stretch, takes the green flag. Jim Carter on the outside. Butch Schroeder falls under Carter as they go down the backstretch. As we stay green, and Stewart goes high. The high line goes around the top. As the field passes in front of the front stretch, the leader is checked out. We have a wheel fall off of the car number 6. Looks like number 6 into the pit. As the yellow flag comes out. Nick Neighbor in the 6N loses the front wheel there as it comes off the race car. We have 1 lap down, as Shane Stewart had pretty much checked out, so they'll line the cars back up here and we'll be ready to go here. With 1 lap down and 14 to go, right now Dale Blaney in the 8S is in 9th spot, Rex, and he has his work cut out for him. Yeah, Dale Blaney has to pick up about 5 more spots here to transfer, and he's got to go through the likes of Alvin Roepke and Randy Kinzer, to name a few, to get to the front there. Be interesting as Shane Stewart brings the field down to the green flag. Jim Carter, Butch Schroeder, and Greg Litton in the front 4 cars. They would make the transfer if the checker flag would drop right now. But it won't, because Butch Schroeder just passes Carter. Carter passes Schroeder going down the front stretch. And they're going 3 abreast down the front stretch. Randy Kinzer, Alvin Roepke, and Marty Lane. Roepke has a problem. And she bobbles, and it shuffles the field quite a bit, and it's still 3 wide going down the front coming out of the first turn, it looks like it is the 14C. Jim Carter's had a tough night, Rex.
Yeah, Jim Carter was running pretty good here in the B main, and I just kind of looked over there and seen that he got up in the loose stuff, and I don't know if something broke on the car or he just got up in the loose stuff and turned him over there in turn 1.
I'm afraid Jim Carter, he may have run out of wings. That's 2 tonight, and you can't just run back to the shop in Cloverdale, British Columbia to pick up a spare wing. Right now, 5 nights in a row. Look out, next race, nobody's eligible. Okay, the B main with 9 laps to go. Or 6 laps to go. James Stewart takes the green flag. Bush Schroeder makes a move under Stewart. Schroeder does the slide job. Stewart gets it back at him, and as they go down into turn 3. Again, Bush Schroeder into turn 4. We have the car up along the fence in turn 1. The car up along the fence in turn 1. Ronnie Whitmer in turn 1 as the yellow comes out, with Shane Stewart still in the lead. Jason Dukes up along the fence in turn 3. Is ahead of the field as he paces Butch Schroeder, Greg Litton, Marty Ling, Alvin Ruppke, and Dale Blaney. Stewart takes the lead into turn 1. Schroeder right on his tail. Litton having some pressure applied by Alvin Ruppke. Marty Ling and Dale Blaney. Where the race is going to be. Dale Blaney down the road on the lane. And Ruppke gets around Greg Litton now, so we have Stewart, Butch Schroeder. Not bad about Ruppke. 12 of Greg. Well, that was Greg Litton. Dale Blaney and Marty Ling. They retired for the finish. The backstretch, all the pressure on the fourth, fifth, and sixth position. Marty Ling has a problem, and the yellow will be displayed over there as Marty Ling has a problem on the backstretch, and the car started to smoke as he was entering turn 2. So we'll have to see who comes out. And Rex, there was a lot of pressure being applied to those 3 cars back there for the 4th and final transfer spot.
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate there for Marty Ling. That's probably one of the best I've seen him run. He was running real strong trying to make it to the A main tonight, and a real tough break for Marty Ling there. Now it bunches everybody back up, and we have Shane Stewart, Butch Schroeder, Alvin Ruppke, and Greg Litton, the top 4, with Randy Kinzer and Dale Blaney and Paul Weaver, the winner of the C main up there, and we're going to see who's going to pull off them transfer spots here as we wind down this B main event.
As the 1 to go sign be given to race leader of the United Express line B main, Shane Stewart, as he's followed by Butch Schroeder, Alvin Ruppke, Greg Litton, and Randy Kinzer. The 8S and Dale Blaney. Dale was not able to make it as he's being pushed in the pits. Blaney having a problem. 6 laps to go. Stewart is in the lead with Butch Schroeder second. Now the battle for turn 4th, Randy Kinzer is fastest way back to the fourth spot. Alvin Ruppke is in 3rd, and he looks like he'll be okay unless Kinzer gets really close to her as the game winds down. And Newmeister, Swing is still on. Swing has gone down and stayed in the winning the end zone area, so he's okay.
Stewart in the 9S car, your main winner.
Limaland Motorsports Park. Ladies and gentlemen, the crowd is standing. Stand up at home. Salute as they go 4 abreast here at Limaland Motorsports Park, night number 6. It's going to be a great feature, Rex. Who do you really think will have an impact on this feature, Rex?
Well, on that front row, you have on the outside, you have the number 17 of Joey Saldana. As we said earlier, he showed his hand in that dash as he ran way up high, starting back in, I believe, about the 7th row on the inside. He won here earlier this year. Can Kelly Kinzer come from the middle of the pack? Of course, Kelly Kinzer will be running the bottom of the racetrack, so we'll see how this develops as the race gets ready to start here.
Now, a guy towards the back is number 6, Kenny Jacobs.
I don't think I've seen Kenny Jacobs start that far back in an All-Star show in quite some time. So it's going to be interesting to see if Kenny can get on the outside, and hopefully maybe for Kenny that a lot of the other drivers will hang close to the bottom there and maybe open up a few holes for Kenny. So we'll see if Kenny can come from the back of the pack.
The All-Star points leader has his work cut out for him as getting ready to go. As the green flag's ready to go, Jason Statler inside of the front row. On the outside, we have Joey Saldana. The second row, the U2s, the U20 of Paul McMahon and the U2 of Joe Gertie. They're going to give him one more to go, one more lap to go. Row 2, the U2 of Joe Gertie on the outside, Paul McMahon and the U20 on the inside. Row 3, the number 8, the Holbrook Motorsports Special, Dean Jacobs. Outside of the 3rd row, the number 5 of Byron Reed. Inside of the 4th row, in the 7th starting position, the 88 of Rocky Hodges on the outside. Starting 8th, number 63 of Greg Wilson. The Schoaf Motorsports entry of Frankie Kerr, and number 9 and 10th is Kevin Pump Huntley as the green flag unfurls, and there goes Paul McMahon, the U20, dives down low. He occupies the 2nd spot as Saldana stays high. The back starts to spread out as we go by the front finish. Saldana, McMahon, Statler, John, Reed for the top 5 cars right now. Greg Wilson puts a move past Dean Jacobs. Joey Saldana is on the move, folks. And here they come, the spot for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. They're really battling back there. Byron Reed 4th, Joe Gertie in 5th. As they come out of turn 4, 6th is anchored by Greg Wilson, Dean Jacobs, Rocky Hodges, Frankie Kerr, Kevin Huntley. As the leaders pass us by the front stretch, coming out of turn 4, down the fast mountain road. On the back stretch, well, this is where the lap traffic will come into play. Down there is almost lapped the car. He's lapping Randy Kinzer. Randy Kinzer down low. Saldana is on the fast track. Saldana dodges out of Rupke. He almost gets into Rupke. Oh, Rupke has a few problems out of 3. They got really close together. Paul McMahon, though, really close to Joey Saldana. Saldana now coming out of 2, going down the back stretch. Brian Ellenberger in front of him. There's a little bit of daylight in front of him. He's coming up on Kenny Jacobs. This will be a first, folks. We'll see this very many times as Joey Saldana has to dodge Kenny Jacobs. Jacobs is going to be out of the back stretch. As they come out of 4, Joey Saldana does make the pass. He has lost Kenny Jacobs. Unbelievable here at Limaland Motorsports Park. Saldana is on the move. Brian Ellenberger right in the middle of turn 2. Down low. Brian Ellenberger spins, and this will tighten them filled up as Joey Saldana has that car on rails, and Rex Saldana doesn't look like he can be stopped.
Saldana is really running, but Paul McMahon's hanging in there. You got to realize on the quarter mile, McMahon just come back from an injury this week, so we're going to see how this rough little racetrack is going to do on Paul McMahon as the race develops here.
The Chevrolet Vortex 6000 is about to pull off the track. Joey Saldana in the lead, Paul McMahon in second. There's a lap car, Kenny Jacobs between those two, and Jason Statler from San Jose, California, Chico regular. He's really doing well here, Rex. I'll tell you, this is really a good race so far. Joey Saldana's up high, and they go. The green drop, and there they go. Joey Saldana stays up high. Paul McMahon, not far behind him. McMahon goes down the back stretch. He's trying to catch up on Saldana. for Greg Wilson. Oh, after some excellent driving, Greg Wilson has to be heartbroken. Rex, I'm lost for words.
Unbelievable. What a fantastic run by Greg Wilson. Greg Wilson tracked and ran down Paul McMahon and Joey Saldana, and coming out of turn 2 just got up in the loose stuff, got into the wall and broke the front end. It has to be a big disappointment for the Bob Hampshire team. A real strong run by Greg Wilson. What more can you say?
That's enough to make a grown man cry. 26 laps in, 4 to go, and Dean Jacobs has pulled in the pits, Rex. He was 4th in points. That's really going to be tough on him.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. It looks like Saldana's going to maybe pad his point lead here a little bit. We're going to see if Saldana can, on the high side with 4 laps to go, can get by McMahon.
Here they go. Joey Saldana right behind Paul McMahon in the U20. McMahon stays high. Saldana's right behind him. There they go into turn 1. Through turn 2. Oh my God! Saldana just had the spot taken. He could have taken away from McMahon, but McMahon bombed him into the back turn 2. And they're racing really close. Saldana's down low. McMahon cuts him off. Saldana stopped for a second in that forward momentum. Now he has a problem. Saldana's wing. Saldana has a broken wing mount, Rex. You can see Joey Saldana's wing mount is broken. That's going to slow him down. But now he's at the Paul McMahon. Saldana's just ran over Paul McMahon. The wing's been pushed up on top of the hood. There's 1 lap to go. The wing back out. What a race. Joey Saldana's front end is just crushed. Paul McMahon slowing down. Paul McMahon may get it down low. It's Joey Saldana and Limaland Motorsports Park. Second is Paul McMahon. Third is Byron Reed. Fourth will go to Jason Sadler. We'll get the rest of the rundown for you. What the hell is that? See you, bud. Oh, call the doctor. Woo! Paul McMahon apparently angry with some of the incidents that have occurred on the last several laps. As you can see, Joey Saldana's front wing has been pushed up. Now, you won't be able to see it right now, but the wing from its normal position was pushed up. There you go. There's a good view of it now, where the wing is pushed up almost under the top wing. And Paul McMahon is not happy about the bump and run on the backstretch. It really took him out, took this victory away from him. You got to tip your hat to Paul McMahon, a guy who was out several weeks with a shoulder injury, comes back and runs a heck of a race. As Joey Saldana is getting out of the car, here comes Joey in front. Let's go to trackside for the interview with Joey Saldana.
I ran out of brakes about, 10, 15 laps ago. We put a little softer tire on, and Paul McMahon showed us how to get around here pretty good. The kid's, he's tore up pretty good, and to see him to come out here and run like this is unbelievable, because this is definitely a demanding track, and Paul definitely deserved to win this, but I think a fuel line or something fell off his car, and I just got lucky.
Well, it's a big win for you, a second win in this Sprint Speedweek, which bounces you out a little bit higher. And had a fuel line come off. And just confirmed that down here. Had a fuel line come off, and Joey, you confirmed it right.
Yeah, on that yellow there, I saw it dragging on the ground, and they were telling me something was wrong, and I drove up next to him and told him. I thought he'd make it, but fuel was running out. It must have broke a fitting or something, and that's a shame because he was pretty tough tonight.
And it's a great run for you. Second win here tonight, or second win in the Speedweek, bounces you up a little bit higher, but a big win. It's still not yours going in tomorrow night at Attica.
No, I mean Ohio Speedweek's tough. There's 50-some cars out here that can win any night, and we're just lucky right now. We started the year off pretty bad, and now we're starting to get some momentum going.
Well, it says something for these guys that put on this show every week, and I think that you coming to Ohio Sprint Speed Week and you're putting a show on like this, it's anybody's show. It's similar to what happens, I guess, at Limaland when you have a different winner every week. It's anybody's show, and it goes to complement the type of driver that you have in the All-Star sprints.
Definitely. I mean, you got Paul McMahon, Jason Statler, Jimmy Carter from back in California, and that shows that there's good racers all over the United States. It's just a shame that not all of them get recognition.
Good deal. Ladies and gentlemen, big hand, Joey Saldana.
As Joey Saldana mentions, Paul McMahon, with several laps to go, lost the fuel line. Alcohol was coming from the car. Saldana attempted to notify McMahon he was having a problem. McMahon knew he was down on power, but McMahon's car nosed over, and the Saldana, who said he lost brakes with about 10 laps to go. Your front two cars suffering mechanical problems, but still holding on to win here tonight at Limaland Motorsports Park.
Hell, we'll take second place, you know, just coming back from the first, been off for 3-4 weeks almost, and run 2 second places is great. And you know, Joey did a heck of a job. We're the best of friends. He did a heck of a job. I felt kind of bad down there on the back chute. The fuel line, the motor just quit running, and I was trying to stay out of the way but stay in the way at the same time to keep everybody behind me. And he kind of got over my wheel. I was just glad to see him keep going and win the race.
I was glad to see both of you. You know, you hate to see something like that. You hate to see something like that take 2 cars out, and I'm glad it didn't take either one, because if it takes one out, the other guy's got some bad things going, and you know, it's a great thing for you to come up here and tell people exactly what happened as far as how things happened for you. He said he had some brake problems. You got a fuel line. When you have those 2 things, if you get 2 cars on the highway and those 2 things happen, you got a lot of problems.
Yeah, you do. You know, I just got to thank Mike Cool and the whole United Express Lines team for getting this car down and putting it together for me in one day and letting me race Chillicothe the other night and run second and come back here and run second. It's just a great effort by the team. I told Mike right before the race, I said, after Joey's trophy dash, I said, don't expect me to get up on that top side with my bad shoulder. He said, hey, whatever you do is fine. And I got up there and it wasn't bad, and so I just kept her up there. It was too bad the fuel line came off, but I will be sleeping very well tonight.
And I'll tell you something else. You know, on behalf of Limaland Motorsports Park, we want to tell you guys, thank you for putting on a great show here tonight at Limaland.
I'd like to thank you and thank all the fans for coming out, and I hope to see everybody tomorrow at Attica.
Good deal. Congratulations. And coming in here and putting on a great show, what's it mean to you? How was everything for you tonight?
Oh, it was really good. Started out tonight. Actually, was a little too fast. I'd like to start up a row or 2. Just held our own. I didn't do nothing special. Just tried to keep it out of the fence and pass a car or 2 and run a decent third.
Now, I don't want to seem dumb here, but I need to ask you a question. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26 years old, and you're outstanding in your field doing this. What's your plans for the future?
Oh, you know, we're real happy running with the All-Stars right now. I think it's a great organization. That we got some of the best drivers in the country, and I'm learning every day. And I hope fans enjoy the show.
I'd also like to thank you for putting on a great show here tonight at Limaland. Big hand for Byron Reed, ladies and gentlemen.